2, 1, go!
Hey there, my name's Taylor and this is the DFW Summer Series Race 2. I'm in the men's beginner category, and right here at the beginning I missed a clip in, so I'm back in 12th place or so, but this has happened to me 2 weeks in a row. I'm not sure if I need to change my pedals or just need to get more used to clipping in. Weirdly, I've never had this problem with road races, it's just mountain bike races. Anyway, here on the whole shot, I am trying to get into good position because last week I wasn't feeling well and this week I was feeling better, so I wanted to try to get back up to the podium for finishing this race, which means that I didn't want to be stuck behind anybody on this first infield section. So I'm in third place here behind Jeremy in the blue, and I'm not sure who this is in the white. I think it might be Chris, I'm not totally sure. Anyway, behind these two guys and feeling pretty good about my placement here, and actually through this whole shot I set a PR of like I think 1 minute, a couple seconds faster than my best time, so even though I messed up the clip in, still made up for it going up that hill. And moving into this first infield section, I was feeling really wobbly, for lack of a better term. I did a huge effort there to try to get into good place coming into this, and as a result was not maneuvering well through this part because I was just huffing and puffing and my legs felt a little wobbly. I mentioned that I hadn't been feeling well last week, and in fact over the past 3 weeks prior to this race I've ridden my bike basically only at these races, so I hadn't been doing any training, and that is not a good way to do things. So anyway, like I mentioned, trying to get back on the podium for this race, feeling good, and really already pegged, so I'm at like 175 BPM. I thought that my max heart rate was around 184, but during this race I think it gets up to 187, and my average was actually 179, so maybe my max heart rate is higher than I thought it was, and I've got more headroom there. Anyway, definitely tried super hard during this race. So we're only a little over 2 minutes into this lap, and you can see off into the distance Jeremy is already gone. That's a significant gap for this short end of the race, so I know first place is out of reach for me, but second or third is still a chance at this point in the race. Back here in the wooded section I managed to close the gap down to this guy in white, and I'm at red line, so I'm looking for an opportunity where it's easy to pass, where I don't have to like surge because I just don't have it in my legs at this point. But chances are there won't be an opportunity because this is all single track, so I'm kind of just waiting for it to open up into the infield section so I can pass this guy. And I very nearly go around here, but decide against it and just slot in behind. Coming out of the wooded section, still right on this guy's tail, and I decide to go around as quickly as I can, so off in the grass here, go around. And in fact, it's kind of weird that we have all this grass. It's middle of July in Texas, and we've had an unusual amount of rain, which has made this course, actually, this was like the best conditions this week. It was not a lot of loose dirt or sand anywhere, and tons of grass, so lots of traction, and wasn't too hot. I mean, like mid-90s maybe, so very hot, but not too hot. And I'm sure it's only going to get worse as the year goes on. I think we're hopefully done with the rain now, moving into our normal summer. So I have just been chugging along, and I am aware that there's at least one guy, probably a couple guys like close behind me, and I can also see this guy up ahead of me that I know isn't Jeremy, so they're just a racer from a different category. But yeah, I'm feeling motivated. I've got 184 BPM, which if you had asked me before this race I would have told you was my max, and I'm just trying to keep it there and keep going as quick as I can. But I get past here, I think this might be Josh or Jaden, I'm not sure. But yeah, these kids have much better power to weight than me, so anytime we're going up these hills they can easily get around me. And I get past again. I think this is Derek, so splits me in fourth. There goes my dreams of the podium, but we're still on the first lap. There's plenty of the race left, so I'm not giving up just yet, and trying to stick to Derek's wheel at this point as we go toward the start finish here on the first lap. as we come into the start finish. I think this ended up being a personal best for me on this counterclockwise lap. This is only the second race I've done in this direction, so I don't have a lot of attempts in this direction, but I beat my previous time by about 10 or 15 seconds. Nevertheless, not fast enough to get past here. I think this is Josh. I think it was Jaden earlier. And yeah, so now I'm in 5th, pretty far from the podium, but again, we just started the second lap, so plenty of the race left. Gonna keep on trying to catch up to these guys. So we've got a little bit of a traffic jam here. There's Josh just in front of me, and then some rider from a different category in front of him, and then Derek, and then finally Jaden at the front of this group. So we've got 5 riders all smooshed together here, and I'm looking for an opportunity to pass before we get back into another wooded section. And I'm like not punchy enough to get around on these parts, but I know there's this little uphill coming where we go over the road and then we go back into the wooded section. So I think like that's my opportunity. I really need to gas it to get around everybody here because I don't want to be stuck behind these guys. So decided to go around here because there's a little opening on the left, and then boom, there's an armadillo right there on the course, so make sure I don't run him over. Get around as many people as I can, ride on the pavement here to have a little less rolling resistance, and I don't manage to get in front of Jaden, but I do get in front of everybody else, which is good enough for 3rd place. And, you know, again, we're still really early into the second lap, and I'm going to try from this point on to just stick to Jaden's wheel as long as I can. I managed to keep up with Jaden through that wooded section, which I felt pretty good about. And as we go into the infield section, I'm going to try to hold his wheel, but like I mentioned earlier, I think his power to weight is a little better than mine, so as soon as we turn uphill, it might be game over for me. And indeed, as we go uphill, he starts opening a gap, and pretty quickly he's going to be out of sight around this corner. So I have resigned myself to 3rd place at best at this point with only a few minutes left in the lap. And kudos to Jaden for easily pulling away here. He's just gone. Coming up on another rider from a different category here, and then Josh just rockets around both of us. And I'm trying to get around as well, but there's kind of like a slope off on the left side here, not enough room on the right, so just looking for the right time to get around. But yeah, Josh went around to get me for 3rd place, which pushes me back off the podium, so didn't quite get my goal. I mean, race isn't over yet, but only a couple minutes left. Didn't quite get my goal of getting back on the podium, but definitely much better than I did last week when I was sick. So you heard it here first. Racing when you're healthy is a good way to do better. And just like Jaden, Josh is totally gone very quickly, so kudos to him for getting around me so quickly, and yeah, getting 3rd place. Very nearly clipped that tree with my hand. Not sure why I cut it so close, but I'm still at red line and trying to keep pushing through this lap so I don't fade too much from lap 1 to lap 2. Even though I'm in 4th, still trying to make a respectable time across the finish line. Coming into the finish line, still in 4th place and doing a respectable time for the lap. Not a PR, but pretty close. And yeah, that's the race for me. I had a great time out here this week. Really enjoyed racing with everybody. Looking forward to racing again next week, so hope to see y'all out there. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.